What's up, guys? I hope you're all feeling good today. It is Saturday. I woke up just a couple hours ago. For some reason, haven't completely woken up yet. I feel like I need to drink some coffee or something. But anyway, I'm here recording my daily video, and it is challenging to come up with things to talk about, if I'm being honest with you. I almost just pulled out a random word generator just to come up with a topic. But you know what? I got some inspiration. I was like trying to come up with like something to make a video about today, and I was just kind of trying to like look up stuff, random stuff. I watched some random videos, and I came across the video of somebody on YouTube making a video, and I'm like, man, this person's like 50 years old. They mentioned they were like 50, and I was like, this person's been making videos for a while. Interesting. Wonder if I'll be making YouTube videos when I'm 50. And I was thinking about, I'm like, if YouTube is still around, probably. And I'm like, damn, like that's a long time, like that's I mean, I'm 27 right now, to give you guys context. I'm 27 right now, so I'm like, I- I'm just thinking like about people that are in their 50s and how like people might be going through some sort of a middle age crisis. People when they hit 50, they might be feeling like, man, am I young anymore? I'm not really young anymore. I'm sort of getting into that older age, and it's almost like you're getting over that hill, and it could be probably scary. I mean, I can only assume, people at that age are starting to feel like maybe they don't have a ton of time left. Um, and that's what I always think about that. Like that's always something on my mind, is just how we're running out of time in life. You don't have that much time, so it really does put things into perspective. Um, just age in general, just recognizing that fact that how you spend your time is so important, and what you choose to spend your time on is important. And the fact that the little things, the dumb stuff, like people's opinions or even your own like small worries and fears, like you really don't have time for a lot of that stuff. um but 50 is like this age where, like, I know people, like um when I was younger, I was at this job. This was maybe like 5 or 6 years ago, and I remember like getting to know this guy that I worked with really well. Like, he was a really quiet guy who never really talked to anybody, but I was also a really quiet person, and we ended up working together. And he was like training me on how to do the job because I was a new person there, and I really got along with him, and I thought it was really cool because he opened up with me. We had lots of good laughs together, and we bonded pretty well on the job. But he was like 55, and I remember going home and telling like my parents, uh, yeah, I really like this guy. I was like, but he's like 55, and I'm like 21, or 20. I think I was 20 at the time. And they were like, what do you mean by he was 55? And I was like, because 55 is a little bit older. And they're like, no. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, they're like, and I guess it's all just perspective. It's all just completely perspective, because for a 20-year-old, 50 seems old. Heck, for a 20-year-old, you can't even imagine what it's like to be 30, right? 30-year-olds seem old to you at 20. And let me tell you something, now that I'm going to be turning 30 in 3 years, really just 2.5 years, um, I don't feel old at all. I really don't. And I feel, I still almost in my head, I almost think of myself as still being like in my younger 20s. Like, at a certain point in your 20s, you turn like 24, like all the years they start blending together, So I can only imagine that that's what it's like. To me, like I know like even people that I work with today that I know are in their 40s or 50s, like, I talk to them as my peers, right? I don't think of them as people that are older than me, even though I know conceptually, it's really hard for me to grasp the fact that like these people that are my peers that I work with, I know that they have children that are my age, which is it blows my mind. I mean, my dad is actually turning 50 this year, right? Which is it's also crazy because like I remember when he turned like 40, and like it's already been 10 years. Like that's just crazy to me, and it's one of these things where it's just so bizarre because I don't know if I can relate to kids that are like 18, kids, young adults. I don't know if I can relate to people that are 18, 19, 20, 21. Like I know I can, but it's so hard to connect with people that are really, really young because of their inexperience in life or their um lack of maturity, or I mean, like some people are really mature at that age, or just maybe it's more so their interest. What are they interested in? It seems like as you get older, you're sort of forced to kind of focus on certain things that you're interested in. You know, just sort of just getting older. Like I've been, it's so crazy. Like I met my girlfriend that I'm with right now in high school, and uh, we're this next month. It's gonna be 10 years 10 years together, and I'm only 27, so the idea that we've been together for 10 years is crazy. And I know a lot of people don't last that long in relationships. I know a lot of people um continue to meet new people all the time, as far as getting in and out of relationships because they don't work out or whatever, or you're not interested in having a long-term relationship. But so for me to kind of be in that situation, I kind of understand sort of how lucky I am and just sort of how unique it is, and I'm very happy about it. I just met the right person. And but no, like I'm thinking about like buying a house and like getting married and like at some point in the future maybe having kids. It's like we're having these conversations. It's so weird. This is just life and getting older. But no, I looked this up. I wanted to look this up. 50 years old. I Google searched this. Um, I said, "Is 50 still young?" Let's see what Google says. Let's see what it says. Uh, 50 still middle age. Is 50 considered old? World Health Organization believes most countries old age starts at 60. So if you're 60, I'm sorry, I guess you're technically considered old. Um, it's just so weird. Like to think that people still go to work. Like some people, like what's the oldest person that you know at your job, or like people that are working? How old do you think you're gonna work? Because like I've met people at work that were at least over 60. Maybe they were close to retirement. But sometimes I wonder because I can't guess people's ages. I have no idea how old people are. Like I can't tell if you're 30 or 40. I can't tell if you're 40 or like 59. Like I don't know. So people that are over 60, like I can't tell the difference between like somebody who's like, I don't know, 65 and 70. Like I don't know, but just the concept of like getting older, man. Like I don't know, maybe I'm just freaking out cuz I'm thinking about getting older. Like I don't want to get older, but at the same time it makes me feel better about myself being younger-ish, because I know I can still work on stuff and live my life and figure out what I want to do. And sometimes people don't even figure out what they want to do until they're 30. And people in their 20s, people that are like 19 are freaking out cuz like you're being told you got to go to college right now. You're being told that like you got to figure out what you want to do for the rest of your life. Like come on. Like that's so bizarre to me. Like at 18, like you might not know. People don't know when they're 30. People don't know when they're 35. People just start their careers at 30 or 35, meaning they just get into a new industry, or they just start up a new job, or they make a big change, a big shift in their life. Maybe they're just working as a cashier somewhere, or they're just working as a factory worker or something. until they're like 30 or 35, and then they decide they're going to go into business for themselves, or they decide they're going to go to back to school or something. They're, some people, it's not necessarily common. I'm just saying that it's possible to start at that age and be still early in your life, and you can like I'm just saying, it's just a weird concept that if you're 50 years old, you can do that too. If you're 50 years old, you can get into a new hobby, you can start a new job, you can start a new business, and you can still have so many years, to make it grow into something that you want it to be. So the question is, if you're 50 years old, is it still young? I mean, why not? Like, you can make things happen. Sure. The thing is that I'm thinking about is, if you're 50, you've already lived a lot of your life. You probably already formed, a regular sense of who you are in terms of, I don't know, hobbies or habits or job related stuff or relationships, but there's still more to do. Think about this. If you've ever seen the show, when I think of 50, I think of the show, or the show Breaking Bad, because Walter White, and the main character of the show, starts out, I think the first episode of him turning 50 and celebrating his 50th birthday. And then, what happened there. He started a meth empire, a drug empire, and all the craziness that went on. Now that's obviously a TV show, but it's like, come on. I mean, like, people hit an age, and they decide they're gonna live differently because they're older, or in his case, because he discovered that he only had like because he had cancer, they only had like a couple years to live or whatever. And man, the concept of just age and growing older and limited time left in your life, but also the flip side, you have more time. It's like, it really puts a lot of things into perspective. That's all I'm saying. So I'm just curious what your guys' thoughts are on just life, aging. Is 50 still young? Are you freaking out about your age? Are you excited about life? Like, are you young? Are you older? Like, let me know. Leave a comment about yourself and your situation and what you think about this. And I just want to share my thoughts because, yeah, that's it. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.